In the last
Пускай.
6 months, Asian Jeff has gone from a nobody and
Има
a
звук,
nerdy
бе, май.
Fortnite kid to an internet superstar. My last video about Jeff talked about how he rose to fame and started earning millions of dollars. But unfortunately, the video that I'm making today was a lot more difficult and sad to make.
You get how I feel? Like, it's just sad.
This is the very fast downfall of Asian Jeff. Some of you OG Timmy fans might remember my first video about Jeff, and in fact it was my second ever video on this channel. Wow, time really flies. But anyway, he was one of the fastest growing content creators in not only Fortnite, but all of the internet at this time. But since releasing that documentary, a lot has happened in the world of Asian Jeff. But for those of you who haven't seen that first video, let me give you a quick recap on Jeff's rise to fame. Despite seeming like an overnight success, Asian Jeff has been streaming since 2019.
Брат, то Джеф не го слуша главата, между другото.
Да, много такова, знам аз.
Знаеш ли го един мистер Лъст?
Да, знам.
Той е съвсем побъркан, брат.
Не, той мистер Лъст не мога да разбереш какъв е, бе, брат. Жена ли, мъж ли и се блъска каквато, брат. Спейса.
Да.
Jeff was basically going live every single day. In 2020, he only missed 17 of the 365 days.
17, братле.
Don't stream, a schedule like that is insane to keep up for so long. And we're going to talk more about that later. However, slowly but surely, Jeff began to grow a community of fans as he started averaging around 500 to 1,000 viewers per stream, which is not bad at all considering I barely make 100 viewers when I go live, but still pretty low compared to other Fortnite streamers like Clicks or Tifu at the time. And speaking of Tifu, one of
В Twitch ти пишат привет Роналдо 3 Тровгрим.
To blow up was a video of him killing Tifu during the World Cup qualifiers.
No.
Bro. Bro, what is
Той е първата... Майко.
bit of traction from this video, Jeff decided to challenge Clicks to a 1v1 wager so that he could become even more popular. However, even with all of this attention,
Какво му стана на този Discord, пак, бе, брат?
Jeff wasn't in the big leagues quite yet. It wasn't until the Fortnite OG season a couple of years later that he would really start to pop off. And with this new season came a huge jump in viewers for Jeff. And by huge, I mean he went from an average
А той този Джеф реално беше добър, не знам, защо не цъка вече.
Да, наистина беше много добър.
Майко.
Той аз тогава го знам, между другото.
But with any overnight success usually comes some controversy. Many people were accusing him of cheating on Fortnite or view-botting his streams. People couldn't believe he would just blow up like this out of nowhere, but to be fair, none of these accusations were ever proven. And that's pretty much Jeff's story up until the point that we made a documentary about him just a couple months ago. But there was one question that I had at the end of that video, and that was, all of this change in Jeff's personality had some people questioning whether or not this is the real him. We've seen a lot of really popular streamers and YouTubers burn out very quickly because they had to be somebody that they weren't on stream. So I really don't hope this is the case with Jeff, and I genuinely hope that he's really enjoying the content that he's making, not just the money and views. In my opinion, the answer to this question will solve the mystery of how Asian Jeff fell off, and we're gonna get to more of that later. But before I get into the negative parts of this video, I do want to say this video is not meant to be hateful at all, and I simply want to cover a topic that I think you guys and myself would both be interested in. So please make sure to be respectful both in mine and Jeff's
brат.
I really hope that he continues to have a really great career. But without further ado, let's talk about how and why Asian Jeff fell from the top of the internet very quickly. As I said before, Asian Jeff's...
Каква е тази стана, брат? Бу! Реклами излязоха, бу! На мен ми заби всичко, брат. Бу!
Massive rise to fame happened during the Fortnite OG season.
Азиатец Джеф.
People were returning to Fortnite for the first time in years, and they were looking for new streamers to watch play the game so that they could see what was up. This was the perfect opportunity for a mid-sized streamer like Asian Jeff to start building a much bigger audience, and that's exactly what he did. But there's only one problem. What would happen when the Fortnite OG season ends? That's the hardest part, maintaining your audience. A lot of people have this overnight Fortnite fame sort of thing happen, but taking that and turning it into an entire career with prolonged views can be incredibly challenging. And to be fair to Jeff, he was doing a good job at keeping these viewers for a little while. He had his biggest stream ever on December 18th, where he had a whopping 26,000
Michael.
at one time. And this was a whole 2 weeks after Fortnite OG ended. And that number is insane considering he was averaging only 1,000 viewers like a month before that. But being new to
1000
all
пак
this
са много,
fame,
брат.
Jeff made one massive
Ко стана е бол? Тия с реклами бол. Тия с реклами гледай ко става, брат. Ти виждаш ли?
Да, виждам.
Виждаш рекламите?
critical error, and that was
Виждам
going
черен
on
екран.
vacation for an entire month.
Vacation, bro,
О,
like, I have to go on it, bro.
О, да бе, аз
There's
той го
no
гледах,
saying,
бе.
Oh, no, you can't go. You're doing very good right now on Twitch. No, I have to go, and I'm not gonna go for a week. It's family, bro. Like, family. Like, I know I have a god opportunity, bro, but I'll try to stream as much as I can, bro. I bought a travel PC, but it's not gonna be that much, bro. But listen, bro, when I fall off, bro, you guys gotta study me, bro. You gotta study this fall off, bro. I'm just warning you right now, bro. I'm going on vacation on the 28th until January or until February something, alright? I'm warning you guys right now, bro.
While it's
Направил е
totally
милиони. Те
normal
вика
to
една
go on a
вакансия.
family vacation, this completely messed up his streaming
Да.
momentum. And for
Е,
those
той
of you that
човека
don't
си
make
живее
content,
живота
let me
вече.
explain this in a
Да.
different way. Imagine you were going to school and you had a massive final exam, but you didn't go to school or study for an entire month before taking the exam. You're definitely going to fail. And I think we sort of saw this effect with Jeff's popularity falling off. He had such great momentum and people were enjoying his streams every single day, so after he disappeared for a month, it became very difficult to get those viewers who had left to come back. And to be fair to Asian Jeff, he certainly wasn't happy to be away from Fortnite for all that time. He did manage to stream once or twice while away in Asia, but he didn't have his normal setup, but that, compared to the time differences, didn't make for optimal streams. Once getting back to America and on his home setup, things just weren't exactly the same. But he definitely had not fallen off yet. He was still averaging over 6,000 viewers in February during his big return. But something massive was about to happen that would seemingly change his outlook on content creation. For those of you who don't know, Asian Jeff has been duo partners with Oliver OG for a very long time, on and off again. They're kind of like a couple that keeps breaking up and getting back together, like Brecky Hill and Jinxie. And these guys go way back. The
Да,
first time they
Джинкси ли
participated in a
също? Даха
tournament
Джинкси бе, брат.
Now.
Брат, бум! Тия с
Да,
реклами.
Exit Lag.
Да, екзит лак е за брат. Като реклама, бум!
together was in 2021, but they've known each other for over 6 years. Their
Michael.
relationship was seemingly going really well, however, it started to fall apart in March of this year. And on March 13th of 2024, Jeff released a video titled It's Over.
Me and Oliver G actually had beef yesterday, the day before making this video. And you know, I slept on it, right? And I was just devastated, man. But basically, right, the whole premise of this video, we played a $1,000 tournament, $1,000 third-party tournament, right? Which isn't significant, like it's just a $1,000 tournament. FNCS and dual cash was better, but we didn't do too good, right? But yesterday he did something very weird, and it hurt my soul. It was like getting broken up with. And the lesson from this, guy, is that you guys cannot trust anyone, not even your closest, what you think friends are. The weirdest thing that he did yesterday was that he was basically like, he was just talking on stream to his chat. He's like, chat, who should I play with, bro? Should I play if should I play with this, right? I don't want to name drop anyone, bro, but like that's just so weird coming from him. Like, imagine, right, you're dueling with someone and they're talking to their chat saying, hey chat, who should I duel with, right, behind your back without even DMing you. But another thing that makes my heart hurts the most, bro, is I paid $600 to go to Texas for 0 ping before this FNCS. I was gonna go, and I had to cancel that because I don't even have a secure duo that I might travel with. Even without having a duo, I'm going to Texas naked. I don't even have a duo that I'm locked in with. So that's why, guys, I might not play FNCS this season because people like this are in the world. So I would just want to say, man, if I get dropped, this might be my last YouTube video. Goodbye forever, and I probably won't be playing FNCS nor streaming this much because it's just too much for my heart to handle.
As you can tell from this video, Jeff is clearly upset about everything going on with Oliver. And it's crazy that a 6-year friendship could end over something like not doing well in a 1K Fortnite tournament, especially when both of these guys are making hundreds hundreds of thousands of dollars. But despite the upsetting video, the duo did continue to play together for a little bit longer. Because of this, many people thought Jeff was trolling to get attention, which is completely possible. And that's sort of what I was talking about before with Jeff's personality. Because he doesn't really know how to turn off the trolling, it's impossible for his audience to understand when he's being serious, and it's probably difficult for his friends too. But a month later, on April 30th, we would find out that Jeff was definitely not trolling, because he released a video called I Just Got Dropped and Now I Have No Duo for FNCS.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is a very hard video for me to make. And I'm not trolling. I am not trolling this video. During this time, 4:30, 2024, 6:26 Central Time, I just got snaked by Oliver f***ing OG. I had a vision, and it was a stupid vision. My vision was to play with Oliver OG in all 3 majors, to try to actually qual for land. But what am I thinking? 2 streamers? Like, you just cannot compete with 2 streamers. It's just, like, stupid, because, like, I traveled 2,800 miles, bro. 3-day car ride to get here for 0 ping. I'm grinding my ass all day. This is the reason why, like, I just want to disappear, bro. Like, this is the reason why I don't even want to be here anymore. Like, I grind my ass all day, bro. I have no good teammates, bro. I don't ever get good teammates because these motherfuckers think I troll, bro. Let me show you guys what they said to me, bro. Hey, Jeff. As you can tell from the past few tourneys, it looks like it's in our
Брат,
best
аз утре
interest.
съм на Даскал лева, брат.
It's in our best
Майко.
interest, bro. I
В
just
неделя ли,
know,
бе?
if I wanted to drop you, I
Не
would.
бе, утре съм на Даскал, викам.
And unlike the first video, this was an
Ужас.
actual breakup, which left Jeff to scramble for a new duo last minute for FNCS Major 2. And he eventually landed on playing with Broken 4X, and the two did not qualify for the grand finals. Oliver OG, on the other hand, teamed up with his duo partner Larson, and the two of them made it all the way to 12th place in grand finals, which is one of the best finishes we've seen from Oliver OG. This obviously was probably upsetting for Jeff, as he saw somebody that he'd been playing with for so long see so much success right after dropping him. This whole situation would be stressful for anyone, but because of the tournaments and the travel, this decision might have cost Jeff tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. This drama with Oliver
Той зато е спрял да играе,
really
нали?
affected Jeff, whether
Ти
he
той
realized
изпиташ,
it or
той зато е
not. He
спрял.
barely uploads on YouTube anymore,
Yeah,
only
yes.
releasing 2 videos in the last month. And the videos that he has uploaded are barely hitting 100,000 views, which pales in comparison to the millions he was receiving just months before. And that's just on YouTube. When you look at his Twitch stats, his time spent on stream is lower than ever before, and his average view count per stream is back to around 1,000, the same as it was before his big blow up from the OG Fortnite season. His recent fall off has led some to believe that his view jump was only because of Fortnite OG. And don't get me wrong, the success of the OG Fortnite season definitely helped with his rise to fame, but I wouldn't say that was the only reason. We saw other streamers go up in numbers, but I don't think anyone saw 20 times the normal views that they saw. Those numbers were just insane. What I really think Jeff's
no,
problem is his personality. And let me explain, because I know that might have sounded mean. I don't mean it that way at all. I mean his streamer personality. You see, Jeff is known to be a little bit of a troll online. And to be fair, a lot of other streamers are super toxic
Да,
to
малко
get
трол,
views and
съвсем
attention
малко.
as well. But most of the time, you know when they're messing with you. Jeff, on the other hand, will post videos about allegedly quitting or getting dropped or various other things, and people will have no idea whether he's being serious or not. Even his ex-duo partner, Oliver OG, complained a few years before they broke up about how Jeff is more focused on content farming than actually playing the game.
Next time you're done with Jeff? Yes. So, some people were freaking out yesterday since we queued into some duo custom with Jeff and then he stopped playing after that. And that was only, like, so the future with me and Jeff is basically us just playing third-party tournaments if my teammate can't play or have absolutely no one else to play with, because Jeff is a good player and he's fine to play with as long as we're not perming. As soon as you lock in the perming with Jeff, he starts to become a freak and he starts acting like content farming, like how we did right there. But if I'm not perming with him and he content farms, he knows that I'll just stop playing with him and it won't be a problem because I'm not perming with. I'm not tied to a duo Cash Cup finals or tied to an FNCS like every qualifier with him, so it won't matter. That makes sense.
And listen, this behavior is fine when you're just a content creator, but once you add professional tournaments into the mix, it gets a little bit tricky, especially when you have a duo partner that's counting on you to play well. And if this personality is something Jeff just turns on when he's playing or recording, that could get really tiring as a friend like Oliver who knows his real personality and would rather just talk to that guy. Not to mention, keeping up an on-stream personality that's so high energy can be incredibly tiring for anybody, but especially an 18-year-old kid who's streaming 300 days a year. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if after all these years of daily streaming, he's finally just burnt out. And to be clear, there's nothing wrong with being burnt out. It affects everybody, even myself, and I've only been making videos for a few months. But when you have no way to handle it, you could throw your entire career away. With all this being said, however, it does seem like Jeff is doing his best to bring back the old views, because he has made a massive move recently announcing that he'll be duoing with Cypher PK.
This season, I have a crazy goal. Qualify for the FNCS Grand
Аз не ще се е умирал,
And
брат.
I'm excited to announce my duo is Asian Jeff.
Personally, I think this is a great move for Jeff for a couple of reasons. One, this may give him a
Че за
chance
контент
to
е, да.
of his troll persona and maybe even
Да.
fall into a personality that feels more natural.
Ама и той
And
Cypher
in
е, той
addition,
Cypher,
for those
той
of
е
you who
от
don't
добрите,
know,
така да го
live
кажа.
under a rock, Cypher
Макар че е
PK
скенер.
is one of the biggest Fortnite content creators in the world, and he's been doing this for a very long time. So if anybody's going to be able to give Jeff advice that can help him get through this point in his life, I think Cypher could actually be a great mentor for Jeff as well. A lot of people are saying that Jeff has fallen off permanently and he'll never see those views again. Personally, however, I don't think so. In my opinion, he's just gotten into a bit of bad luck and some hard times in his personal life. I really do wish the best for Jeff, and I hope he's doing well mentally and physically and is just taking a much needed break. Because I would love to see him come back to full-time content creating, making more content better than ever, and just being himself. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to do as content creators. We want to share our ideas and our thoughts and who we are genuinely as people. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you can watch another one right here and make sure to like and
Майко,
comment
един
and
час.
even hit the subscribe.
Fortnite biggest creator, that disappeared. Майко, час и 30 минути. Ти кога ще го гледам, брат?